Yep. I just can't say how proud I am of this team. You guys did a really good job after last weekend's game. We did a good job of wiping that out and forgetting about that and moving on to this week. And I thought our guys did a really good job of really wanting to control the line of scrimmage on both sides. And I thought our offensive line did a phenomenal job. And I thought our quarterbacks did a good job of putting us in the right calls. And obviously, guys like Q, running that ball downhill. And just you could tell as the game went on, he just started getting warmer and warmer as we went. And I think our defense did a very good job. We did a good job of getting him off the field. We ended up, I think we had 78 snaps on offense, and I think that was the biggest thing we want. We wanted to control the ball as much as possible and try to wear them down. I think having 78 snaps and having the ball for 38 minutes, I think that was our main goal. And we did a good job. And then obviously on special teams, Sam, he probably should have had 3 block punts, but I won't remind him that. But he did a very good job. He kept going, and he did a good job of recognizing what they were doing, the protection-wise, and we needed it. He did it, and that really got our confidence going. But I'm super proud of the way our guys just, when we drive it down the first series there, and you fumble and they run it back for a touchdown, our guys didn't blink an eye. We went right back out there, and we went right back to work. I'm super proud of them.
Questions for the student athletes?
Sam, you missed last year. You missed a good deal of the preseason, and then you missed a few punts that you might have had, and then you get one. How did it feel to get your hands on that one and really swing the game?
Yeah, it's when you've been away from the game for that long, there's no feeling quite to describe how it is to be able to make a play for your team. And hats off to Coach Cass. He's been scheming them up all week. We knew exactly what we needed to do there, and it just took just a little extra effort to go there and execute on that play. So hats off to him and the rest of the guys on that team for setting me up for success. So can't thank you for that.
When was the last time you blocked a punt?
Probably high school.
What were you seeing? Because it seemed like you were getting closer and closer and closer.
Well, we knew they were blocking down. It was just a matter of getting aligned correctly so that you could not waste that extra step to get to where that punter is kicking it from. Just, again, hats off to Coach Cash for telling me where to be and helping me get lined up right. So.
Q, what can you say about the offensive line today?
Our guys did amazing. They worked their butts off in practice. Their leadership on the line, just how they approach the game. Today was a good example. It showed they put their hearts out there, and that's all I can ask for as a running back.
Sam, what were your thoughts? Your thoughts from the sideline of you go all the way down, like Sam mentioned, in that first drive, and then a total change of momentum. What's important for the leaders of that team to get you back on an even keel?
We've got some guys here with experience, and just being able to stay calm, cool, and collected whenever anything happens. And we've practiced these scenarios and we practice all the time. Have done so since the spring. So we do a really good job of just staying consistent. We know what we need to get done on each play, and so when those things happen, we're ready to go. We're not stuck in a place where we don't know what to do. So we're always ready.
For either one of you, how does it feel to give this guy his first win?
Well, even the fact that he gave me the chance to come here, I can't thank him enough, and I'd do anything for him just to get another win. So that's the plan.
Personally, I feel like it feels special because I know how much he's put into it, and I know it's a big role stepping up, coming after Coach T. So, for this to be his first one, it feels special, and I'm just happy for him.
No more questions for student athletes?
Q, how dominant did you guys feel out there?
Well, honestly, like I said, hats off to Coach Mack. In practice, he pushes us. He's brought the swagger that the defense has to the offense, makes us push the tempo and stuff. So it's pretty not a matter of just being dominant, but just continue pushing the ball and just wearing the defense out. And like I said, today, hats off to my linemen. They kept going, and I ride behind those guys. So.
What can you say about how the quarterbacks played today?
I think my quarterbacks play good. Again, there's a few things we can sharpen up on offense, but overall, I think our offense is moving in the right direction, and we just go into film tomorrow and correct any little mistakes, any missed passes, blocks, or anything like that. But overall, I think it was good on the offensive part.
This might be a strange question, but do you get inspired by watching Nick run the ball and some of the collisions and the determination you see? It's almost like fire you up.
I mean, yeah, of course. I just love the game of football. So anytime a big play happens, whether it's on offense or defense, special teams, it's always motivates me more to just do my part. Again, we have two different run styles, so I respect him running into somebody. My part, I'll come out there and just try to run around somebody, just try to get some yards.
Sam, what can you say about a defense gives up 166 yards, 1 for 11 on third down?
And that's a credit to the coaches. Coach Lark, he's done a very good job of helping not only us get to where we need to be, but knowing our place within the defense as a whole. That was a big emphasis of his during the preseason. So there's better communication between ourselves, the back end, and the linebackers, knowing where everyone needs to fit, either in the box or outside, so that we can come off the field on third down. So I think hats off to him and the rest of the defensive staff for putting us in the right position.
What were your emotions on that first score? 92 yards back, you must have been a little fired up.
And I was like, well, they're not going to make it easy. No, it was, that happens. And like Q said and Sam said, you prepare yourself for, adversity. And we talk about that all the time. You got to weather the storm. But we had the confidence. Hey, we drove it all the way down the field. And we know we have the ability to do that. And we just got to wipe that out, forget about that. And I think our team did a very good job, especially early on, of moving on and let's make it a 0-0 game. They did a good job of that.
Talk about the decision. You're going to kick a 51-yard field goal. The quarter ends. You switch around and go the other way. And just talk about what was going through your mind at that point.
Well, I mean, there wasn't much win, but I made a comment early pre-game that about the win. So I said when he flipped it, I was like, So I just knew that might be in his back of his head a little bit. And then I told him, I said, hey man, just be honest with me. I said, I think right now, I think you could do this. I said, but right now, let's just play field. Let's play the field. Let's play, let's flip the field on them and let's pin them back and give us a situation because I knew our defense was playing well. We'll get that ball back and hopefully around midfield. So we'll have to wait a little while to do that again. But we want to just definitely flip the field.
Coach, what did you see from Sean Williams today? Led the team in tackles. He's just a sophomore. 100 yards between his kick and 100 pounds. Yeah,
he's just an all-around good football player. You can put him on offense. We could put him at wideout. We could put him at running back. And but he's just a guy. He just with Sean is obviously he's a very good athlete, but his football sense. He's very football savvy. He's always a step ahead of everybody else, and it's hard to find that, but he does a very good job of putting that to use, and he's definitely a threat all over the field for us.
What about that sequence after you called Owen back and then Davis got roughed?
Mm-hmm.
It felt like that was
just like we drew it up.
Right. It felt like it might be a turning point though, and it was a weird turning point.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, it was kind of not how you wanted it, but hey, we'll take it. And I think our team did a very good job of jumping on that. And they saw an opportunity, and we did a very good job of taking advantage of that. And that's kind of what I think we've talked about and we've learned from last week is you can't allow shoot yourself in the foot because a team will take advantage of that. And it's good to be on the other side of that.
The go-ahead touchdown to Paxton Scott. You had 2 receivers in that part of the end zone. Was there a little confusion there? And was the pass actually for Paxton?
It was for Paxton, yeah. I'll have to get back to you on that one. So, yeah. So it says, but we knew the whole time going in there, and they were aligned the way we thought they would be in that situation, and he dropped a dime, put it right there. I actually at first when I was kind of behind the quarter, I thought it was a little bit too far, but it was one of the better passes I've seen him throw.
And the catch, I mean.
Oh yeah. You put any range for Paxton, he's going to bring it down for you.
So what was the message to the team at halftime? What were you thinking at that point?
We didn't freak out. We came in, and I told him, hey, man, some things didn't bounce our way. That's okay. You guys have done a good job of staying the course, staying steady. And I said, continue to do that. And before we went out, I told him, I said, hey, we need to ramp it up a little bit here. We need to get a little bit more energy. We need to push that energy, to the highest level we possibly can. And I think our guys did a good job responding, definitely in those first couple series.
So Sam was very generous in his comments about the coaches, but it's not just the coaches out there. What can you say about the way the defense played it? 1 for 11 and less than 200 yards of offense.
Yeah, we have guys that obviously they play with confidence, and that's the one thing I really, after that second half, you could really see the confidence starting to really. Guys were just really letting loose and playing, and our defense, they do a good job of assignment sound. They trust the coaching staff, and the coaches trust the players. That's something that Don Doves has done a phenomenal job over the years here. And guys play in our system. But it allows them to play fast. And we've got a lot of experience. We've got guys, this is not their first time out there. And they play as a group. And that's definitely that showed today.
You get a sense that, can you see guys have taken the lessons learned from last year and brought that? Is there any sort of example you could give us?
Yeah, I think all the guys across the board. I think it's special teams too. We've got guys on special teams who are experienced guys. We've got Anye who's back, and he had a big hit on kickoff. Sam's another guy with experience 2 years ago, and that shows when you go on breakers. It's not the first time they're doing it, but I think across the board it definitely is paying off for us. Even on our offensive line, look at our offensive line. 4 of those guys were brand new last year, and they got knocked around a little bit last year. But you can tell today that confidence. Every time I looked them in the eye, they just had that grin and that glare, and they were ready to go out there and line up and keep going. They didn't want to come off the field.
And you're playing with your second team center.
Yeah, sure were. And we tell guys all the time, you got to be ready. And we feel like we have good depth. We feel like we have talented depth. And I think those guys have done a very good job of stepping up when their numbers call, and they're always prepared and ready to roll.
Level of difficulty goes up probably next week.
Oh, yeah.
Trip and that's sort of the next challenge for you.
Yeah. Well, I told the guys after the game, it's only going to get harder. It's only going to get harder. Each week gets harder and harder and harder, but we need to get better and better and better each week. And obviously we'll enjoy this win tonight, and we'll watch it tomorrow and learn from it. There are a lot of things we need to continue to correct. But we know we have to have a solid week, and we're going to take each day at a time and prepare for a very good, solid opponent.
It's about the players, but this is also the first time you've sat back there after a win. How does it feel personally?
It feels good. I'm just so proud of the players. I really am. They've done a phenomenal job. And just everything we've asked them to do, they've done it. And that, to me, man, that's what you ask for. And I think they're bought in. And just like I say, just keep plugging away, man, plugging away. But I tell you, they're a fun group to coach. It's fun. And I enjoy celebrating the win with the players and celebrating with our coaches. And they all have put a lot of time and effort and worked their butts off. And we know we got to continue doing that going forward.
Any more questions before we bring Mickey?
Maybe one more. Did you let the Ivy League and know that you guys are going to be a factor this year? If they didn't know already?
I just told our guys, hey, you guys need to prove, we got to find our identity. I said, before we went out this game, I said, we got to go out there today and let's figure out what our identity is. And let's continue to build and work on that identity. And we're still figuring that out. I got a feeling, I think I know where it's going. And I want our guys to feel that way. But I want them, they're the ones that are going to decide what that's going to be.